Of course, right when I come on at 4:07, I like those numbers. A plane goes over, so excuse that, I'll just speak a little taller. How are you? I got the camera kind of mid-waist, and so I want to show you, busy professionals, how you can improve your daily lifestyle, your performance, with these simple, easy stretches. And there's many of them, and I teach a lot of them in these live videos. So thank you for watching, and stick around because I'm going to go right into one. And it's going to feel awesome because I don't know about you, but I have sometimes like frozen shoulders and necks where I feel like, only one neck actually, but where I just feel like, you know, all the weight on top of me. And so I've felt that way before. And I actually feel it like right now a little bit. And so I'm gonna like work it out a little bit. And I thought I'm gonna bring you along, and I'd love to have you with me. So the first thing you do is either stay sitting, because I'm doing this during business hours, you know. And so you're probably at your desk. And if you're not, and you wanna learn how to be at your desk and then have relief in order to be able to go back to your desk, like when you need to the next day, right? Okay. So I'm gonna start these by actually sitting. Wow, it's 4:09 on the clock, I love that. All right, so let's say you're sitting at your desk and you have like extreme tension right here on the top of your shoulders and also in the middle of your back. And you just really don't even wanna lift for the phone or lift for the notepad. You know, you don't wanna even lift your arms to do your computer work because it's sore. So I have a solution actually for that, and I've been using it in my busy entrepreneur life for all my life. And I could tell you that I am able to sit at my desk for like superhero long hours, and it's because of these stretches. So the first thing you want to do is balance yourself in your seat, and if you have an armrest, you could use a chair that doesn't have an armrest. That's my first recommendation. But if this is the only chair you have with an armrest, I recommend you just rest your arms in the armrest. Just kind of let your wrists hang out a little bit, you know? And then like try to put your wrist straight. Put your wrist straight on the armrest. This is really easy so far, huh? I just want to take a quick moment to thank all of the new subscribers to my channel here on YouTube, and also members, people that join for memberships. I really want to just take a moment and just say thank you very much. And I really hope that you try this and please try this at your own risk, because I am not a doctor and I cannot advise you to do anything. So I do not take responsibility for anything that you do, but this is what I do, and I love showing it and sharing it with you. And so if you put your feet flat on the floor and your arms down by your sides and keeping your wrist straight, it's 4:11 on the clock. That's the 411. This probably is gonna go in my 411 playlist. Wow. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm feeling energy from some new subscribers, or if not like all of you. It's like a vortex, and it's in the megaverse. That's what I call it. We're in the megaverse. So we're sitting in our chair. Hopefully we're sitting straight up. That's the third thing I'm gonna tell you today. First is the arms with the wrists, and at first start like this, with your wrists drooping down and kind of just wiggling them around, not too hard. Go easy on your joints, especially when you're doing self-care, and move slowly. Because why not? Because you've already set aside the time to do it, so you can micromanage these stretches into your daily life, and you may feel better. And that's all I'm saying about that, because I feel great. That's all I know, and I feel so great that I'm able to record myself for my YouTube channel that I do monetize. And I also like to teach people how to do that because I care. And I want people to like have a luxury lifestyle like me, to be able to have a life where you can wake up whenever you want to. And, you know, unless you have like phone meetings or something. But so basically, I'm here to improve your life. That's the value I'm adding to my YouTube channel. Yay! I'm Corin, virtual coach. This is Team Corin. Say hi, Mom.
Corin.
That's so cute that she did that because this musician friend of a friend wrote this song and it goes Corin, Corin. And it's like probably techno house to describe it. But I haven't finished it yet. Like I'm still waiting for the musician to say, hey, I'm ready to work on this again. But that's so funny how she said that. And I told her about that song too. She goes, Corin, it was perfect. Thanks, Mom. Okay. So once you get in this position, the point of this whole video is to actually relax. So I told my mom, because I was like all wired up, because fired up, whatever, you know, because I'm a writer. And I'm literally like always giving a virtual presentation, whether anyone's in the house or not. Like, that's how I practice. So I pretend like there's an audience or just actually a friend or a family member who's just listening to what I'm doing. And that's actually how I rehearse. And lately I've been writing things like titles. So I write titles and I have way more titles than I do actual like posts. And it's okay because it's, you know what, that's one thing about my influencer career. Every time that I had a title, it would stay up here and then sometimes on paper. But now I just text it to myself. So if that helps anybody, literally, did you know you can just text things to yourself and that way it's right there in your forum, like where you're working? Because you're normally in your text and in your email, right? So imagine just texting instead of like going into notes, because notes is good for like scanning and all kinds of technical communications. But basically, if you want to send yourself a quick note, the quickest way is text. So I've been texting myself titles. And I've been wanting to show you this, that you could just get into a chair, take your time out, create your space, sit here, put your arms relaxed, put your arms down by your side, and stretch out your legs, and just sit here, and then try to sit up though. That should be the third thing you do, remember? And then it's okay to hang your arms off the chair, because I want like a chair that doesn't have arms. I have them over there. But right now, I want to show you this one too, because this is for busy professionals. And this is when you put your arms straight out on your chair at your desk. Because sometimes you actually don't want to get up for your break. Believe me, I've been there. I worked in corporate offices. I was always the manager. One job I had in LA, it took me 4 interviews to nail. And I nailed it over like 100 candidates, job candidates. And that was a major sports club. So I've had some really corporate jobs, as you know many of my videos. I'm a producer, a director, I'm a dancer. I have a dance team that I'm coming out with. Well, anyway, I guess you'd rather see the dance team than me tell you about it. So I'm gonna get back to Stretchercise, which is where you take your arms and you basically relax them, and that could look like a lot of different things. To you, to me, it looks like this right now, just letting them hang there. But the thing is about this posture is it's not good enough for Stretchercise. It has to be a little straighter. You have to sit up more. Because right now you're making a conscious note of sitting up, relaxing your arms, relaxing your neck, relaxing your back, relaxing your arms, relaxing your legs, relaxing your shins. A conscious note of relaxing your body. And that has to do with the space that you create. Like I created the space because I thought, where am I going to do my live video today on YouTube for my Stretchercise routine for busy professionals? And here I ended up right here because this is my space right here. I own this and actually own the whole house and the lamp. I don't have an HOA. Oh, and I've been wanting to tell people that. And I'm going to add that in right now because I'm a vlogger and some people said get to the point, but you know what? These are the points. And actually I have written these down, and a part of my style is they came to me. Everything I tell you comes to me creatively. And so that's basic for me because I've been in show business my whole life. And I basically realized lately that I do write titles. I'm like, cool, I've been taking these like free tutorials. Did you know you could watch YouTube for anything you want to do in your entire life? I removed 3 links from a very nice watch that was given to me by a resort. on my own. At one point, I had the whole toolbox out. I said, I should tape this. I said, no, it'd be too frustrating. Because it actually took me over an hour and a half with 3 different attempts. I started over here by YouTubing. And I was like, okay, how do you take links out of your watch? Now, I have an uncle who owned a jewelry store. And so I literally already probably knew. He probably showed me. I just needed refreshing. And so I got it all right there, and I literally got a pin out, and I didn't even have a thumbtack, okay? You're supposed to easily do it with a thumbtack, those pins. I didn't have one. I had a hammer. I have 3 hammers. I got my smallest hammer. I had a pin. I had to get 20 different pins, including safety pins and nails, and at one point, a chisel. Like on a little watch. And if you look at it, there's not one little scratch anywhere. I perfectly removed 3 links and put the pin in the right way, even though one person on the thing, I think, had it backwards, or I might have not heard it right. And I've said that twice now. And that's okay, because I don't want to like accuse anybody of not saying something right, because maybe I didn't hear it right too. Nobody's perfect. But on the 3rd pin, I had a good one laying around. It was the first one. I had preserved it, luckily, because the other 2 broke. So that would have been very frustrating if I didn't have the final pin, the one that you need to connect those links that you remove the ones from. And you really learn when you're removing this, because it's also like which side to do it on. And so I figured out which side to do it on. And I didn't even like know that part yet, because when I actually went back and watched another YouTube video when I felt stuck, that's when I had the whole toolbox out now. I had the sewing kit out. I think I even had the ironing board out. No, just kidding. But I had the whole table was filled with tools for a little beautiful gold watch that I'll wear again, because I wore it in one of my reels and my videos. So right now, you're just taking time out. That's literally all you're doing. You're relaxing your arms and your legs. You will find yourself, if you have a chair that rolls, it's 420. If you have a chair that rolls, you will find yourself moving around like this. But if you have carpet, I recommend removing that carpet around, because this chair, I moved this back in here when I found that desk at my neighbor, and she happened to be standing outside, and I'm like, that's a nice desk. And she goes, you could have it, because I don't want it. As she said, I don't want it anymore. I said, that's great, because I could use an extra one. And I put it right here. I did a whole video on this desk. And this is my space to roll around and talk to you about how the first 3 things that are fundamental about Stretchercise are A, creating your space, B, having space, because you don't want to knock somebody out in the hallway of your house, okay? You better have space, not just mental space, but physical space in order to stretch yourself out. And those are if you can't do that, do not do this, because you will either hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, okay? Because this is tied into your emotions and also into the universe and also grounded into Mother Earth and Earth Mother. And it also has to do with Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, and the thunder beings. I heard thunder as I was resting. I wanted to be relaxed. I was running around. I wanted to be relaxed before I got here. That's why it took me a few days to get back. And I also wanted to do these before I got here, you know? Because I want this channel to always be authentic, and it always is. And here I am, and I'm showing you these things that I do. And that's the best I could do, is show you, and I know that you appreciate it, because I do. A lot of you write in the comments, like when you're done doing them, that you do like doing them. And that, when I hear that, that actually inspires me to want to turn on the camera again and do them. Not only do them, which is good for me, and so you're already helping me in return. Like, I'm coming on here and I'm making a wave, I'm making a vibration, and I'm saying, listen, you don't have to sit in the same position over and over again. You do have permission by the universe to get up and move your body, okay, if you can. And if you're like bound to a wheelchair, then you could do these things, what I'm doing, which is actually sit up, This is a stretch, okay? And I have taught this 150, if not 200 times, this sitting up thing and also standing. All right? I have taught this standing. Move it away. Don't take anything for granted. Move it away. Remember, the first rule is to create your space. What does that look like? Plan it. In 10 minutes after I rest, I'm going to get up in the den where there's a big space, and I know I'm not going to hit my body on anything, and I can feel free. Sort of like a kid again, where I can actually move my body. Okay, so you won't get this until you actually do it. Like if you actually raise your arms up like I'm doing, then you will understand what I'm talking about. But until then, and if you can't do your arms, you do your legs, you know? But you will feel circulation back into those limbs. I promise you, or 100% guaranteed, okay? Literally. I promise you that I feel like alive again, okay, when I do these. Do you ever feel like you're half dead? That your body is stuck? And I'm not even talking about, because right now I'm mainly concentrating on the neck and the back, okay? But do you ever feel like your neck and your back doesn't align and you're just like stuck? And it's usually because the muscles in the back of your neck, they're connected to your shoulders. So if these are tight, then your whole body will be out of alignment. That's why I teach the self-massage things like that. All you have to do is Google Corin self-massage and you'll find those videos, literally. This is live on YouTube. I'm so happy to be here. It's 4:24, man. Anyone who's into, I have a feeling a part of my audience is into numerology. A part of my audience, and an audience is in friends, because I love you guys as friends. But YouTube calls it audience. So a part of you watch the Stretchercise, a part of you like the cooking, the grilling, the juicing. I know you guys liked the orange juice because it did well. And then also the smoothies, what's in your blender. I have a playlist, what's in your blender. So you can just stand here and literally just put your shoulders back. And that's what you should do, literally, in my opinion. Like if you wanted to feel better, that's what you should do. Because if you don't, and you go like this all the time, then you're probably going to end up like this when you get older, unfortunately. So that's not really desirable. You want to look like this. Please put it in the comments. Please vote. Which one looks more powerful? Because I'm a goddess warrior, and I always have to look powerful because I am. Like I'm fast. I'm sharp, and I'm quick. What? Okay, let's go. Wake up, we're stretchercising. You see what I'm doing? I'm basically in my space. I'm moving my body however I feel like it. I'm actually getting my balance. I know that people want to learn about this because I have seen people standing in line, like at like the post office or something, and like I've seen like people like anxious, like I'm a dancer, so I'm always moving. I can stand still if it's a part of my role. Just like, okay, keep still. But no, I'm moving, man, because I'm doing things, you know? I'm making videos here. Hi, your water's over there. Oh, she's sad. She's sad because her water, I moved it. I'll bring it to you. All the pet humanitarians would be able to relate to this. Okay, so now I'm in my space. Now I'm standing. Before I was relaxing my arms and my neck, and I'm still relaxing my neck. And the way I'm able to do that is by standing up straight. So you notice it's easy as 1, 2, 3, just like the influencer videos I make. I guess 3 is my teaching number. I think three is the most effective, like as easy as 1, 2, 3. I didn't put as easy as 1, 2, 3, but I might change that in my title. when I go to check this out. Because it's easy to do this, but the space is very important. So if you try to do this in the middle of the living room when everyone's watching TV, good luck, because you'll end up knocking someone out on accident. You have to be able to move freely about the cabin. So if the cabin space is this right here, like right now I'm not gonna move because my cat is there. I'm not gonna move my legs because she's there and I don't wanna like step on her. I never ever have stepped on my cat before. She screams when her little hairs so much as touch the side of your foot. And then somebody wrote, "You stepped on your cat." Well, I deleted that comment because I actually did not step on my cat. My cat's an exaggerator when it comes to stepping, actually. I've never once stepped on her. Well, because if my foot ever got close to her, she'd scream so loud that I'd be like, you know, she like over exaggerates. You barely touch her with your like side of your foot and she goes, she thinks you're killing her. Anyway, back to the stretcher size. All right. So this is called the zombie, and I didn't make this up. This zombie's been around for a couple hundred years, if not thousands, I don't know. I'm just saying the word zombie is not new. I just use it because it's the best way to describe the position, which is the zombie. Okay, so this is a zombie, and this is flying. It's so funny because I feel your guys' energy, like, okay, I got my space, I got my space. I almost feel like a couple of you got up and went to a different part of the house to create space, even in your car. I mean, you can't do much in your car, but you can at least like do the wrist things I was saying, like relax your wrist, and you can do the sitting up straight thing, but you should like move your seat to adjust it to where you don't normally sit. To do that, like just so you can stretch out, but wherever you can, you know, make sure that when you create your space that you're safe. I used to go to the park alone a lot, like at a time when you probably shouldn't have, and I kind of don't want to do that anymore, so I'm just going to be having friends join me, that way someone's got my back while I'm at the park, because I do want to do more park videos, and it's spring, so all you do is you get your balance, and sometimes that takes standing here and like just sort of, I call this your stance. So that's not, it's like a dance phrase. And basically, how far apart are your ankles? So notice I'm wearing very comfortable, like yoga stuff. These are stretchable, you know, and this is, these are soft and cozy with a little memory foam. And this is cotton. I don't have anything on that's restricting, but that's how I live my life anyway, but definitely during yoga. You can also wear like a robe to keep your neck warm, but I'm warm in here. The heater's perfect. And so now that you're in your space, your brain and your body, they start communicating. Actually, that's one of my titles that I'm going to be doing next, just so you know. And actually, I'll come back later and put that title back in here at the end, after I make that next one. So that one's about how your body and your mind connect. And so just by having your space and putting your shoulders back and standing straight up as much as you can, and then getting your stance. Because you won't have it at first. Because when you walk up to somebody, you walk up to them like this. You know, straight. And then you're like, "Hi, how are you?" And then, you know, but by the way, this isn't the most balance you could have. So when you're doing anything like yoga, stretching, exercising, stretchercising, 4:31, those are good numbers on the clock. You can like bend forward a little bit. You can bend forward a little bit. Just a little, not a lot. Did you know that you can do like little movements and have the biggest results? Like literally, I'm probably going to retitle this video and put the other one in the description also. Yeah, this is live on YouTube right now. You could have the littlest movements with the biggest results. I learned that in karate, kickboxing, taekwondo. Yeah, I know those moves. I took karate class. I'm a second yellow belt. I'm actually a black belt because I learned how to be a snowboarder, and And I never even skied before in my entire life. And then I ended up skiing in Oregon at Mount Hood. Yeah, that was with a girl named, well, I'm not going to say her whole name, but it starts with an A and ends with an A. And she's from Texas. So right now I'm just shaking out these feetsies of mine. Yeah, we toured all over. We went to Big Bear and Mammoth and then Oregon. And we stayed in a camp for a week. And Victoria Jalous, this lady, famous lady, I had her signature dog board. It was about her dog named Charlie. And I literally, she signed it. And she critiqued me, and I actually hit the top of a half. Well, I rode in the big half pipe, and I fell on my ass one day, and I think that's when I stopped because I didn't hurt. But I said, damn, I'm lucky, I landed on my ass. But basically, I did a jump. I was jumping in a park. That's how good I was getting. And we were at camp, and we stayed 2 weeks. That was the second week. I jumped the park, in the advanced park. I was in the advanced park, I was in the advanced pipe. I was there, I'm telling you. I rode a half pipe, the big one. That was the last extreme sport I've ever done. No, I lied. Skateboarding, I did that a few times, again, in Manhattan Beach, California. I used to roller skate in Venice Beach, California. I used to ride my bike in Malibu Canyon. One time I held onto the back of a truck wearing a bikini, no knee pads, no head pounds. I do not recommend that. I was obsessed with speed, I guess. Speed and force. And there was actually PCH on the bottom. Call it stupid if you will. Go ahead, I don't care, because I do know that it was. Looking back, I didn't even fall. It's crazy. I was going very fast. Basically, I held on the back of the truck, and then I let go, and then it was basically me and the mountain. And I had to stop before the traffic at the bottom, PCH. And I never tried anything like that, so I don't recommend anybody doing anything that they never tried before. That should have been taken in intervals, but I guess that's what a badass I actually was. I got away with it, and I don't recommend it. Because 9 out of 10 people that try that, or maybe a million people out of 1,000,001 people that try that could probably get away with that. And that's because I grew up with karate, tennis, swimming, arts, crafts, painting, sculptures, movies, television, film, commercials. I'm always creating. And you could do that right now. This is your space to create. So you take your arms and you slap them together. That's what you do. You slap your arms together. Very lightly though. You know what's really special about this Stretchercise session today? We're going very light, you notice? I told you from the beginning, and I'm reminding you, it's very, you hear that? It's light. It's not like this. Look, it's light. See? Everything is light today. Look at this. Light movements, light, easy movements for big results. Stretching, exercising. I'm making like circular cups on a wall, circular cup circles on a wall. Okay, and you're like, well, what does that do for you? Whew, first of all, it helps you take a deep breath. Secondly, it relaxes your arms and your forearms, and then you shake them out like this after. So you're in your space, you're moving about the cabin freely, pacing if you have to, because that's actually how you find your balance, by pacing. And then you get into your center space with your leg stance. Don't forget the leg stance. Don't forget that you should be standing up straight and that you need to have your shoulders back. Because if you think it looks stuck up, it's only because you're not used to doing it and you think you look okay. But if you've got your shoulders like this, then it's not okay. You're not honoring the body that was given to you by basically humping over, like, what is it? Basically, you want to put your shoulders back, and then your neck will align with your whole body. It's so funny because I could actually do this to somebody. Like if they don't do it themselves, I'm very skilled. I could just take somebody and be like, look, I like put you up right here and just make it happen. Like I'm good with like therapy. I have a magic, the Midas touch. And therefore I'm able to teach about what I do, which is these stretches and how I like put in the flying position. Because basically, busy professionals, so everybody that's ever seen my Stretchercise videos knows that I teach how to reverse tension in the body, okay? So I'm not a doctor and I don't have a degree in physical therapy, okay? Therefore, I cannot tell you what to do, and actually don't do these, do them at your own risk, period, okay? Those are my legal disclosures, but if you wanna save your life, then you'll listen closely at what I'm telling you. So if you take your shoulders after holding them back all this time that we've been together today, and now you start shrugging a little bit, everything's light today. You might have seen another video where we do some shrugging. But right now, we're just shrugging very easy. Remember, everything's easy today, easy. And guess what? We're gaining more benefit by the small, easy movements than we're spending. So we're not even spending big movements, you know? We're treading light. See? We're treading light, see that? You're not moving hard. You're not moving hard. You're not even barely moving. I need you to pay attention. You see these shoulders? I'm shrugging them up to my ears. That's all I'm doing. And I'm not trying to reach my ears. That's the direction they need to go. Okay? They're not rolls. I'll teach you rolls in a minute, okay? They're shrugs. Shrug, 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 shrug. The best way I could describe it is when you go, I don't know. When someone asks you a question and you go, I don't know. Okay? That's the movement. It's the shrug, I don't know. And so basically we're gonna do that right now. And actually I wanna sit back down because why not? Because if I'm shrugging my shoulders, it has nothing to do with my lower back. All right. And when you do these, you now wanna place, it doesn't matter what kind of chair you're in, you wanna place your arms on your lap. So just put them on your lap and let your wrists straight and let your hands relax and open your fingers. And all this is actually scripted in my head. I think I lay around and think about these outlines. So I literally don't have to write these pinpoints down, just so you know. A lot of people ask me that. I've had a big famous reality, actually a television producer, not just reality, but a television producer was asking me, do you write scripts for these videos? I was showing him a couple years ago even, and I'm like, well, they're like non-scripted, but they have outline. There's an outline. And he goes, do you write it down? And I'm like, no, it's right here. And so when I turn the camera on, eventually it will all get there, and it's at perfect timing because you actually do want to spend at least 30 to 45 minutes with yourself, because if you don't, then you're robbing yourself of maybe life, literally. Like you're actually, like I just took a deep breath. So basically, this is circulation. I have an article out there, circulation is everything, okay? This is your circulation, baby. You know what I mean? That's a circulatory system, okay? We have systems, digestive system, pancreatic system, you know, we have systems. There's like at least 7 systems, and then the rest are like processes. So basically, but everything's connected, okay? The brain's connected to the body by the neck, and the neck goes down into the bone structural, the glands, and the muscles, and the tendons, okay? So that's what we're made of, right? All those things I just mentioned, and skin, and water, and blood. And so that's our heart, but we're like one entity. All right, so if we do the same thing over and over again, like go to work, go home, sit the same couch, eat at the same stool, bar stool, you know, talk to the same people, do the same things, we're gonna become dead. We're gonna be brain dead and we're gonna be body dead because our bodies will get stuck. And those people that walk around like this at the age of 95, it's because they didn't do this. Because I guarantee you that if you do this at your own risk, because I'm not telling you to do these, but let me just tell you what I do, okay? I feel alive in my body. I don't have pain. Sometimes I get a burn because I slammed on the brakes really hard to save my life because someone was coming at me and they hit me. And I have a burn forever maybe. I always like to think positive, but it just shows up like a fire on the bottom of my right foot. You know? I don't even know what it is. I have like 2 x-rays, MRIs. Nobody even knows what it is. Maybe it's just there to remind me that not to take anything for granted, that life is not guaranteed. And that you should actually take care of your body and your mind. And if that means whatever that looks like to you, but to me, it means do yoga, do exercises, stretch. There we go, 4:44 on the clock, okay? What does my day look like? This. I'll walk into here, I'll talk to my mom, I'll stand here and I'll put my hands out and I'll reach for the sky. So that's actually the next move. You wanna reach for the sky slowly and surely. At this point, you're going to be putting your legs in position like equally. So you're probably gonna open them a little more because you're gonna need to like catch your balance because now you're reaching up. And if you feel dizzy, just drop your elbows straight down and don't do them, put your hands in your lap. But if you feel capable, raise your arms, put them up to the straight ceiling and raise up a little bit, more and more and more and more and more until your fingers are straight and you're reaching up to the sky. And then hold your torso and then put your arms out like you're flying. And now this is how straight I am. Do I have bingo arms? A little bit. It's just because it's cold and I don't really go anywhere. That's another thing that I want to tell you. When you go out and move your body, that's also a part of Stretchercise, okay? But today is more about busy professionals, what you can do at your desk or just in your living room before you go to work or after you come home from work or before you go to bed. Any exercise, always digest your food first. And you could sit here in your chair and you could sit in a different position than the position you sit at work because that one looks like this, probably. You know? And that's where we're gonna get into a really neat stretch right now to help your waist and your upper chest, okay? So basically your whole torso and your chest and like the muscles in your chest and your arms and the back of your neck, okay? So we're gonna sit a little forward in our seat, okay? We're gonna sit a little forward in our seat. Because we wanna be able to like spread our legs a little bit because we basically need our stance more. Remember, the more you open your legs when you're standing, the more balanced you are. It's kind of like the tripod theory. So when you're sitting, it's the same thing. If you really need to catch your balance, always open your stance. Okay. And also it's because you want to be able to like go forward and relax. That's the next move. We're just going to move forward and drop our shoulders down to the ground. And don't go all the way because everything today is slow and small, remember? Not small as in energy-wise, small as in the amount of inches that you're moving these movements. So I'm not going 24 inches to the ground, I'm going about 7, and I'm stopping and holding. And that's isometrics, okay? So I'm not gonna scare you with too much knowledge, but actually that particularly, what I just said about the fact that you do a movement, but you stop and hold, like in the middle of that movement, that's isometrics, and that can help whiplash. It could help extreme tension. And so I'm going to show you one besides that one. That one's really good. So you just let your arms hang right here and you just bend your back. If you feel a pain in your back, slowly get yourself up with your hands on your knees and sit straight and drop your arms into the opening position and keep your wrists straight and keep your fingers straight, okay? But if you're doing the bending forward with me and you're like bending forward and your hands are going like this and you're bending forward, instead of going all the way, today I want to stop halfway and I want to hold down and I want you to feel the burn. It's burning. And now sit up and sit straight up. Bring your chest up slowly. Right? See, I just felt my whole chest and back like straighten out. Like just bring your chest up. And now you can just let your hands by your side. And now you can move your neck, like in rotating left to right positions. So you can look to the left and hold. Now your ear should be lined up with your shoulder, your left shoulder. And now you turn, so you're like rotating. I'm not making any sudden movements, notice. It's almost like it's on a roller system. So it's rolling to the right. And then you're holding right there. And again, my ear is lined up with my shoulder. Because in a minute, we're going to show you how to actually go further. So now we're going to roll, look forward with the rolling, and we're going to roll back into that first position with the ear on the shoulder, and we're going to hold that position again. So we're going to do it twice. Do you feel like taking a deep breath? Because if you do, then that would be the time. Like as soon as you feel it, because your body is going to start. Do you see how I'm moving my neck? Like when I'm talking to you, it's almost like I'm rolling my neck. So that comes from being like from a Hollywood family, literally like going on auditions and them saying the first thing you need to do is do neck rolls even before you leave the house. Take a shower, don't forget your script or the copy, they start calling it, and do your neck rolls. Hey, so I learned that being a performer. And that's why I like to teach it, because it kept me young. I mean, literally, like I feel like 27 forever. Earlier, before I turned this camera on, I felt 24. So I'm creating my space, I'm getting my stance, which is my balance. Now I can sort of wheel the chair around a little bit and it just works out your muscles. But I'm keeping a mental note to keep my back straight. See, we're going back to all the pinpoints. And that's what being a virtual coach is. Because if I just tell you once and then I go away, then you're not going to have anything to refrain to. Like, you need to be able to go back and be like, okay, what did she say? Create a space mentally and physically so I don't knock anyone out. And then sit down in a chair, preferably one with wheels, like as long as you have somewhere to wheel to. But if it's slippery, then just in a regular chair. Preferably armrest or not, doesn't matter. But this move right here requires, actually these are soft, so this works both ways. So this, I could just rest my arms or put them here. Keeping your wrist straight and your fingers straight is the main point of that, by the way. So I'll repeat myself because some people, this is live. This isn't like a documentary style how to do something. This is actually live how to do something. So this is how I do it. And so keep your wrist straight and your fingers straight. So what you're doing all day is like this. I even had somebody tell me yesterday, this friend of mine, he said, yeah, Al, I'm always going like this. And I'm like, hey, I teach that. Like, just open your fingers. And he's like, and I'm like, just keep your fingers open and relax. Would you even believe it that you could do that right now? Oh my God. A lot of people are walking around going like this. They're holding all their tension. You have to let go. And that's a big part about Stretchercise. I'm glad I was able to finally give it a title because I've been doing all this stuff all my life. It's actually a very in-depth theory that I have about, and it also comes from, I have gone to school. I have learned, I was taught by chiropractors how to do therapy. So I went to school like for a lot. And I also had doctors show me maneuvers on like how to save my dad's life. So I was able to like do this move on my dad's back, and he told me how to do it, and I just knew how instinctively. So I'm gonna give a lot of this healing credit to my dad because he was like a holistic type thinker, and he showed me how to save his own life by like, he would literally lay on the floor and be like, pop it open. I would go back. And then one day we were at his doctor office, and the doctor said, you know how to do that? And I'm like, yeah, he told me how, and I went to school for stuff, so I figure I'll put the two and two together. And so every now and then he would ask me, please help. The doctor told me, wow, that is really good what you did. And he explained to me what I did. He said that I was actually adjusting his organs, believe it or not. Yeah. That his organs were out of alignment. So people, they think of like massage and therapy as like, it's just muscle and maybe tissue, definitely tissue, but then bones. But people don't realize it also has to do with your brain waves and your organs. All the organs in your body. And that's why when you do touch somebody, you do it kindly, just like you would be kind. Like when you speak to somebody, you should also touch people kindly. Even if you have power to like, I have the power to massage like a 450-pound man, literally. Okay? Like, I literally can give a 300-pound man a massage, and it's nothing for me. I'm that strong, I'm that wise, I'm that talented. And I don't do that for a living. Like, I don't even need to do that because I just make my videos, but actually I should do it. I should. No, it's very exhausting. I guess the most exhausting part about that is actually the travel. Like, I would rather use my producing, directing skills and stay right here and teach people how to, you know, because I learned therapy. I aced a national test. It was 52 states. I aced it. The whole nation at that time. And I was the first to get an A on that test, and I was the first person to leave out of like 250 people at like a national regional testing center that all the schools went to. It's 455. So I'm speaking of my credentials because I would like everyone to know that all this comes from skills, knowledge, theory, but you don't know if it's really theory until you try it. And I'm not selling Stretchercise in a bottle, you know? Like, I literally don't make anything off that name. Like, I could just make Stretchercise yoga mats. If anyone likes that or would like me to make that, please put that in there. Because I do have Stretchercise channels on Meta and here on YouTube. It's just called Corin Stretchercise, and that's Corin. And I basically teach just everyday people how to just hang out around the house and at the office and keep it simple and create space and like create a life for your muscles. Like you're actually cradling them by giving them a space for you to use them. A lot of it has to do with atrophy, where you're not using your muscles, certain muscles, because you're using other muscles in excess, like the same repetitive motion at work or home every day. And then, wait a minute, I want to get into another position. I think I'm going to put my hands in the air and celebrate the fact that I'm still alive and I can afford to pay my bills. And that everyone around me is blessed and that we all love each other. And that's what you're doing. You're actually worshiping Mother Earth when you do this, because she wants you to move your body. The universe wants you to explore the universe. It wants you. My neck is relaxing, my face is relaxing, my shoulders are relaxing, my chest is relaxing, my arms are relaxing, my torso, my stomach, my waist, my legs are relaxing, my shins, my ankles, my feet, the bottom of my feet, the soles of my feet, the hard spots, you know, when you get like, you rub those out. You rub them gently. Yeah, that's how we wrap up a Stretchercise session. we tell our whole body, my head is relaxed, my brain is relaxed, I am relaxed, I am blessed. I have a YouTube channel. I've had it for 5 years. I am blessed to be here. Thank you so much for being here with me. I feel your energy. It's a big blessing in my life, and I'm so incredibly real about this. This is not some gimmick. I have nothing to actually sell, believe it or not. I should, right? With all these views. If you would like a Stretchercise yoga mat, let me know. I might even have a way of like customizing them, like hologram, I don't know, monogram, I don't know, right? Right? Interesting, huh? Oh, by the way, these are the hearts that my grandma left mommy and I. And oh, that's a nice chain. She left that one too. I don't know. They just wanted to be together because my mom doesn't really wear too much jewelry anymore. She said, well, just put it in a safe place. So I have them together. And today I felt like putting them on. And we got 2 beautiful hearts because I'm not going to show for their privacy, but I've shown my mom before. I always like to, I'll show her when we go out again. And then the cat's over there. She's like kind of hurt that I haven't showed her. Oh. She got in it over there. It's okay. So when you're wrapping up your space, your session, and you're telling yourself about all the things in your body that are relaxed, and you're moving around like a kid, because I'm like a kid, literally. I love to I sit home a lot, so if I sit home, I'm going to create a space, and I'm going to like move around. I'm going to do these. I'm going to reach up. I'm going to reach straight up. It's 5 o'clock. It's 4:59. I'm going to reach until 5, until like the end of 5, right before 5:01, and then I'm going to go off the channel. So I'm going to stay on 1 more minute. And I'm just waving at y'all saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I got such a nice crowd. And if you're sitting in your chair doing this, then bless you. And if you're thinking about it, then bless you. If you have the courage to try to do things in your life, then bless you. And my neck is relaxed. I did it. I did it. I did what I came here for. I did my Stretchercises. I showed you. That was my mission. I know what my daily mission is. If you listen, your spirit guides and the higher power, the universe, Earth Mother, Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, the thunder beings, the lightning, the rain, the universe, Earth, the ocean, the lakes, the mountains, the trees. I love you. I love you. Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care, right? I love rap. I love clubbing. I haven't gone clubbing, but you could club in your own house. You could do this in your office if you shut the door on your break. Busy professionals, keep it easy. Easy money. Let's go. See you then. Mwah.